friend. It's a very exciting and special day. I have been waiting for the arrival of a particular package for quite some time now. And specifically, a deck of tarot cards. That sounded like so much fun that I had to pre-order them, and I wanted to unveil them here today. And it is the Star Trek Next Generation tarot cards. And I have seen some spoiler alerts. I was trying to stay away from any reviews or images, but that didn't work out. And this is a bit different. From usual. I haven't decided if I'll just put this out all as one unedited video. Probably not, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And sorry, back to the spoilers. One thing I know I'm going to be disappointed about, but I will try not to focus on it, is that I already know with this tarot deck, the 52 card set, the Arcana, that's the 52 cards. I really wanted them to have unique images, but I know they don't, and I'll show you what I mean. So maybe I won't use those, because the whole idea for me in getting these tarot cards was that, since I'm so familiar with Next Generation, that I wouldn't need to use the book to look up what each card means. I know what the cards are going to mean. I know the characters. In my entire life, I've probably watched Next Generation every episode a few dozen times. So that was the idea. So again, I'm disappointed that there won't be unique pictures on all of the cards. But other than that, let's go ahead and take a look. Okay. Make it so, Captain Picard. And that's right, I'm also going to check through my headphones occasionally to make sure everything is sounding all right. And, hang on, without further ado, here we are. Star Trek Tarot Guide and, Star Trek Tarot Deck and Guidebook. So there's our front. I haven't broken the plastic yet. Let's see. All right. Okay, and then they've got some on the back here. Okay, but all right, so let's go ahead and break the seal and see what we've got. And I thought I could use the guidebook, maybe use a tarot deck, use a tarot spread in the guidebook, but then hopefully not really have to use the book to look up the definitions, or the meanings of the cards. So let's go ahead and take a look inside. And this is also the first time I've ever done an unveiling of anything. So let's see. I'll get that plastic out of the way. Let's make sure everything's still sounding good. in case there's any stress, or let's go ahead and pluck some of that out. And as this is a Star Trek themed, well, not really meditation, I guess. With tarot cards, the way I see tarot cards is they're just fun, and they are a possible future, or, you know, a possible prediction, a possible story. In fact, as soon as a future is told, I figure the future changes anyway. So you take it, you know, just take things for what you want and leave behind what you don't. So, okay, let's take a look at the book. So yes, this is the book. And so, and then here are all the descriptions and cards. Okay, great. So, oh, all right. Spock is temperance. That makes sense. Oh, there's Dr. Sung. Ah, the hermit. Okay, that makes sense. All right. And I already knew Data was the fool, which, yes, very appropriate. You know, all things considered, him being the mechanical, you know, a machine, and so therefore being able to do so many things we humans cannot. But then one of his ultimate goals, to just be just like us. And okay, so we have a few different tarot spreads. That's what I wanted to look at. We've got calculating the odds. That's a 3-card spread. And red alert. In fact, I need to get my glasses so I can see better. And then just very shortly, of course, I'll take an actual look at the actual cards. But I was curious to see. Oh, I'll take these off for a while. Okay. Oh, that's right. And then the suits. I know that one suit, so that was a spoiler. One suit was the Batlith. I guess that's like the suit of swords in regular tarot. And then there were ships. I'm not sure what that's supposed to replace. Most likely latinum. I was thinking gold press latinum is probably, you know, the suit of coins, but we'll find out. First, let's pick the tarot spread we're going to use. Okay, calculating the odds. Oh, try not to hit this table. Probably doesn't sound very nice. This reading is great for simple questions. Will you get a promotion this year? Should we raise shields or open comms? Generally, 2 or 3 cards placed upright means a favorable outcome, while 2 or 3 cards reversed is an unfavorable outcome. As always, keep in mind the cards merely offer their advice. Exactly. You can always change your fate if you have the resolve to do so. Let's... Now... Oh, hang on. Let me show the box a little bit here. See, that's nice. Little ribbon to be able to actually pull the cards out. But they do not come in their own separate case, or a case separate to the booklet, but oh well. Oh, nice. Yep, 1701D. Good old Enterprise. All right. And all right, so let's take a look. Oh, that's a little... well, let's see. Okay, so like reviewing the actual quality of the cards, there is some ink, a little bit of ink smudging on the edges. I don't know. I mean, I can see it, but I mean, it's not that big a deal. I mean, if these were a set of playing cards, then you wouldn't really be able to use them fairly, because they've got marks. You could memorize the marks. Okay, but anyway, let's see. All right, so we've got Data is the Fool. Let's see, Geordie is our magician, okay, our engineering magician. And I think I'm going to bring the camera angle down so it'll be easier to see everything with the layout. Deanna, High Priestess, oops. And I guess what I need to do, it'd be more fair if I just go ahead and use them. Okay, and this is what I was talking about. Like, okay, so the 3 of batliths is literally just 3 batliths, as opposed to being a scene from, that's what I had envisioned. You know, that's, I guess, what I was hoping. You know, that each of the suit cards would be its own, its own unique picture, so that wouldn't have to look up the definition. Okay. Oops. So we have Spock's father, King of Starships. Okay, and the ensign. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting her name now. Oh yes, and this was the lady that Picard fell in love with. Oh, and here's Data's daughter. Yeah, this is Data's original daughter. His first daughter. Lol. Okay. All right, so I think I've got this straight now. Straightened out. I think all of these cards are the ones that don't really tell me anything. And all the ones that I can maybe come up with a story with are in the other pile. Just making sure I've got everything back the way it was. And then, oh, that's right. Let me go ahead and angle this down a little bit. Pour myself water. And now really, without further ado, let's see, will that work okay? I thought it would be kind of nice. Oh, maybe that's, okay, I guess that works okay. All right, so we saw Data earlier. This Data is the Fool. Okay, the data representing the Fool. Closer. All right. It is kind of difficult for me to hold cards all at the same time, so I'll just pick them up one at a time. All right. Card 0, Data. So that's our Fool. Our Magician, card number 1, is Geordie. I think that's appropriate. Engineers are like, they are like magicians. Engineers, mathematicians, scientists, inventors, creators. Here we go. Deanna, Counselor Troy. Is our High Priestess. And I am looking at a few facts from the book. And just in general, the High Priestess represents the balance. She represents the balance. She or he, really, represents the balance between desire and reality. The Empress. It's Dr. Crusher. And as a figure who would be a caregiver and ruler of her domain, his or her domain, I think Dr. Crusher being the Empress is a good choice. Oh, an Emperor is Will Riker. And that's right, when there was one time literally when Will Riker had been served as a host for a trill, and he and Beverly ended up actually getting together. Let's see, Hierophant. Ah, this is interesting, yes. The Hierophant is Admiral Nechayev. And another interesting thing is that in her background, you see the crystalline entity. So this makes me think of, yes, the exterior of a person or circumstance being, hard, tough as nails, because, Admiral Nechayev always gave that impression. Absolutely no nonsense and no compromise, really. Oops. And but they indicated that she may have a kind, nice, soft side. Like, I think she likes canapes or something. And so one time Captain Picard made sure that she would feel more welcome, or try to help her feel more welcome, because she's not the type of person who is easy to like. And neither is the crystalline entity. I mean, same, kind of the same, same aura between the two of them. But then, of course, also we know that the crystalline entity, when its weakness was finally discovered, it was actually quite easy to destroy it. That was a sad episode. Because the crystalline entity, of course, was vicious and murderous, a murderous, vicious entity, but it was really just trying to survive. Here we go with Keiko and O'Brien, the lovers. That's perfect, of course. Sometimes they seem to be the perfect couple, and sometimes they, of course, well, they were a real couple. They had their ups and downs. And the Enterprise itself is the Chariot. And Worf, I think we already saw his card, the Strength card. And Guinan is the Wheel of Fortune. I'm trying to see if I recognize the place behind her. No. Okay. And Guinan species being one that lives, like, well, she's supposed to be at least 700 years old, so. The Elorians, that's right. I think they can live, well, actually, do they ever say how long their species can live? Perhaps millennia. But here's Captain Picard. Being Justice. Captain Picard was always just. That was one of the things that is so admirable about him. Ah, Barclay being the Hanged Man. And he's on the holodeck. So, yeah, that's definitely a place where Barclay would end up hanging himself, getting in all sorts of trouble. Ah, of course, that's appropriate. The death card is Tasha Yar. And oh, what is this guy's name? Amos. It'll come to me. Oh gosh, I can't believe I can't remember it right now. Spock, that's right. Spock is Temperance. Oh, that's a card to meditate on, I think. Ah, yes, Lore, being the devil. That is very appropriate. And I don't know if he's supposed to be on his planet where he took the Borg, or if that's was it Omicron Theta, where Lore lured the crystalline entity and, killed all the people, had all the colonists killed. Anyway, I digress. Let's keep going. The tower is Hugh Borg, and Wesley is the star. Oh yeah, and that's the circuitry chips, or what that reminds me of is the one of the very first episodes, Naked Now. The Naked Now, where everything it acted on their brain like alcohol. The place where they were stuck in some sort of vortex or something. And they were doing all sorts of stupid stuff that didn't make any sense. And Wesley essentially saved the day. That was before he was an ensign, though. But all the... That's right, and an adult had pulled all the isolinear chips out so the ship couldn't move. And, yeah, Wesley saved the day by doing by being a genius kid, by being almost like a magician, like an engineer, because he has a great mind. And Ensign Ro is the moon. Interesting. She was a fleeting character. And the sun is Loxana. That's nice. Even Major Barrett herself was like, yeah, she was like the sun. And we have Q for Judgment. Oh, whoops, one of them was dropped. The Hermit. Oh, yeah, okay. Noonien Soong. Yes. Okay. So that would be specifically the episode where he calls Lore and Data back. Or he calls Data back. And then Lore... I think that's how it was. Lore wasn't called. Data was supposed to get the emotion chip. But Lore showed up too. And messed everything up like he always does. Okay, and then the last one. Okay, the world. Or a galaxy. The world, the universe, the cosmos. Okay, so now let me rearrange these things ever so slightly to be better positioned. And all right, now stress, tension out. And there is a tarot spread that we'll use where we pull 3 cards. So just relax. And it is a tarot spread that answers a question. So this will be interesting to see how it goes. Because for each person who watches, I'll try to cover all the bases of what the cards could mean, all different situations. And of course, you always just take the information you want and resonate with, and you use that and focus on that. And you leave the rest behind. Okay. All right, so start relaxing, concentrate lightly, and think about the question or concern you have. Any stress or anxiety that may exist, just wiping it away, plucking it out. And let's use this multicolored tiger's eye stone to draw Star Trek Delta, Starfleet Delta. Let's draw that a couple times. Drawing it different ways. I'll start at the top, go down. That's generally the shape. Symbol of Starfleet in our minds, and that positive energy of boldly going. Now, concentrate again on your question, and go ahead and ask out loud or ask in your mind. And for this first reading, we're just going to use the 22 Major Arcana cards. Too loud. And everyone who's watching is concentrating on their individual question. So I will intend to pull the best 3 cards to represent and give insight to everyone, to the entire community, present and future, who watch this video. And I'll review what each card is going to represent. And I think I'll also angle down a little bit so that the cards will be seen better when they're laid out. And we're using the calculating the odds spread. The first card, oh, let me get my glasses. The first card shows the current feelings and thoughts on the situation. The second card shows an important but ultimately hidden aspect of the situation. And the last card will give advice on how to handle the situation. Okay. And I'm trying to make sure they're all getting mixed up. I've shuffled them, but let me go on and shuffle them this way too. All right. Okay. Okay, one more shuffle, or a couple more shuffles, then we'll cut the cards and see what we've got. All right. On this star date, let's pull cards that are meaningful to the entire collective and helps everyone pick their own appropriate path of success for their query. All right, so send your intention. You can even exhale on the cards or inhale their inherent power if you want to give them power, or give them as much power or as little power as you want them to have over you. And I'll go ahead and cut. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. And now, all right. Whoa. They run this way. So what I'm going to do is flip them in your direction. So this will be card number 1, the High Priestess. Card number 2 is the Lovers. And card number 3, the Stars, Wesley. Oh, there's a sunbeam coming right down through. There we go. Let's have it like this. Move everything. All right. I have so much stuff in the frame of the camera. Oh well. All right. So let's go back over each card number again, because of course, yes, High Priestess. So Counselor Troy, and she's on the bridge in her position of authority. And this is one of the, this would have been like the first or second season. This is when she was, from the dress. Because I think for most of the seasons, she was in the pantsuit, but whatever, or the, the jumpsuit. That's just a detail, but I always look at the background and details to see if there's anything else other than just the character that I would be able to say something about. But the first card shows the current feelings and thoughts on the situation. So use it to assess your own state of being. How do you truly feel? So everyone, I believe, can use this card as a card of introspection. Of course, Counselor Troy was an empath, and Beta Z, her species, or empaths. And she can literally read the minds and expressions and emotions of people, the people on the outside, people outside of her, obviously. But the best assessor of ourselves are ourselves. High Priestess is confident, nurturing, helpful, and generally at ease. So this, overall, yes, I think a general feeling of ease, comfort, and confidence is the current state of being concerning the question that you asked, and it's the current state of everyone watching and of the community of people. The Lovers lets us know how, this card shows how important but ultimately hidden, an important but ultimately hidden aspect of the situation. Is there something that you have not considered? So how you truly feel about the situation. So the situation, how you truly feel about the situation, does seem to be one of commitment. The Lovers committing to each other, and this is Keiko and Miles's wedding. This card specifically does represent them when they made their wedding vow commitment to each other. So, is there a commitment? So again, it's more asking questions, posing questions to think about concerning the situation that you asked about. Is there more commitment that you need to make? Was there a commitment that you were being asked to make that perhaps, so a hidden aspect, a part of a commitment that you should have taken but didn't, something you should have committed to but did not. But the last card, Wesley's card, the Star, will give us advice on how to handle the situation. This is the card that will help guide us toward our ultimate answer. So, the ultimate answer to the query that every individual has, its overall answer or solution is, say, open-minded, thinking outside the box intelligence. Wesley would sometimes find himself in particular situations, and there's one time where he literally saved the ship because he was the only one not addicted to that ridiculous, horrible game. And that's right, that episode was literally called The Game. He saved everyone. And of course, that first episode talked about that one. the naked now, he turned a tractor beam into a repulsor beam. And that was something that was very, that no one had ever thought of before. And it was certainly something that was not a standard procedure. But he's a young, bright person thinking outside the box, looking for unique solutions to a problem. Unique solutions, thinking in ways that haven't been thought before. So Wesley worked hard, but he also worked smart. So that is the, say, ultimate solution to the query. Working smart and outside the box. So let's go ahead and try to put it all together a little bit. The first card were the current feelings on the situation. I'd say the current feelings are those of confidence and confidence in that you know yourself best. You are your own, your own analyst. No one else knows you or can analyze you. And you are your own Betazoid. So, however your current feeling is, or whatever your current feeling is, it's one that you are confident in. Then important, but ultimately hidden aspects of the situation. Perhaps something you have not considered. Or, wait, no, it's specifically, okay, hang on, I'm reading from the spread. Right, quick. Point 2. This card shows an important but ultimately hidden aspect of the situation, and a question posed is, what have you not considered? Okay. Because, again, with Keiko and Miles, there's some, potentially very serious commitment that is involved in your query. So reconsider, use your self-Beta Z powers and determine if there are any other questions or anything else you need to get straightened out about the situation before making a commitment. Also, Miles and Keiko, they were in different fields of work. They were, yes, the wonderful, perfect couple, and in that, even when they had issues and problems, they worked them out and came to agreements. So there may be, if there's something that you were previously not, or something that you were previously rejecting, an idea that you were previously rejecting, reconsider that. Consider that sometimes things can be difficult, but they are worth it. And then finally, again with the star, consider this card carefully, because it will guide us toward the ultimate answer. So over on, we talked about, like I said already, with the star. Wesley represents new uncharted ways of thinking and problem solving and coming up with solutions that no one's ever thought of before. And working smart. And overall, this looks to be a pretty positive tarot card reading. If your question was as straightforward as a yes or no question, with the 3 cards upright, the answer should be yes. To just give a straightforward answer. So, I feel this was a interesting experiment. Trying to basically do a tarot card reading in general instead of for a very specific person or in question. So, please let me know what you think. And admittedly, it's been a very long time since I've played with tarot cards. And this was literally the first time I've seen these. It was the unveiling just today. So, I guess I did okay, but I think I can do better next time and the next time and the next time.